All right, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Today is a glorious day, November the 4th, 2025. Another week of the 4-1 Sports World Fantasy Football Show. Can't have the show without the calculator and LT. What's up, calculator?
Greetings and salutations, and Mr. 41, is it amazing? We have officially made it to the half point way of the NFL season. It seemed like just yesterday we were talking, hey, we're going to do the reviews, the positional reviews, and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden we're halfway through the NFL season.
And what's up, LT?
How y'all doing today?
Well, we know how you doing. I'm doing
I'm,
well,
I'm,
man.
I'm
But
saving it. I'm saving it till later in the show.
He's bursting at the
okay,
he's bursting at the seams, Mister 41.
I
He
know,
can't wait to
man.
talk about what happened this past week.
He's in full uniform too, man. I got to figure out how to get. Let's get with the producers, see how we can
Yeah,
get
yeah.
LT because
Oh,
he's in full uniform, man. I
yeah.
mean, look at the man. He's in full uniform, ready to go. There we
Yeah,
go.
and
All
then
right.
you see his man crush on our cover today. That's another thing, another reason he's in a good mood.
Yeah, the cover athlete, Brock Bowers, man. So look,
Yes.
guys, of course, we're
Up,
gonna have our normal
up, up,
routine, right?
up.
What's up?
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna have our
I
normal
was going to say
routine.
Brock. Episode.
Oh, Powers. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Powers.
Yeah, baby. But definitely, we're gonna cover what our listener league. I know Larry can't wait for that. We're gonna have a mini
Yeah.
draft. I know Larry can't wait for that.
Larry
Can't wait
can't
for
We're
wait
that
gonna
for
have
as
that.
our
well.
yeah waiver
Hey,
wire
we
warrior.
know
Larry
Larry
can't
can't
wait
wait
for
for
that.
that.
Yeah, I mean, what else do we have? We have the oh yeah, we're gonna have the studs and duds. I know Larry can't wait for the studs part of that. Uh, and then we're gonna kick everything off with you calculator with the news and notes.
Yep.
So you can get the party started.
Oh, hey, man, and it has been flying by because not just injury news, but trades have been happening, fast and furious. So I'll try to get those. Y'all got to correct me or fill in the blanks if I missed something because it's been
Okay.
a crazy day. But first, we're going to get to the bad news. Uh, you know,
Ooh.
Tucker Craft, everybody's tight end, whoever drafted Tucker Craft, I guarantee you was winning because they didn't invest a high draft pick on the tight end and they were getting top five tight end production. Tucker Craft was actually number one tight end on the league before his injury has got him out. It has been confirmed ACL tear out for the year. Another one, Jaden Daniels, another guy. Yeah, another guy that when he played, he helped people out. A top three quarterback preseason. It's been a rough year for the Commanders, but a gruesome dislocated elbow. And what I'm thinking is, even if he comes back, I think this is a loss season for the Commanders. Why risk your franchise quarterback with nothing to play for? I think personally it's time to move on. I can cut bait with him. I actually have him in a 10-person league and it's much easier to replace a 10-person league quarterback than any other league. But I'd be dropping him in that league just for the mere fact is I got he can't even not. You're going to have other guys that are IR eligible to return. I don't think Daniels is coming back. But yeah, that was a Monday night. And from what I understand, Terry McLaurin still out. He didn't suit up, but just something off. But the down, uh, the upside is I think Mariota though. We'll talk about this a little bit more in the waiver wire. Could be a great stopgap for some people that need these quarterbacks because he has been serviceable in the past. But back to the injuries, Texans quarterback CJ Stroud, a concussion. It's his second documented concussion. So I'm thinking he's at least going to be out at least one more week. Davis Mill, I think, is an adequate replacement due to the amount of starts he's had behind his belt. And, heck, he 57%, 137 just last week against a tough Denver defense. Things will be easier going along for Davis Mills. Aaron Jones suffered a shoulder injury, AC joint sprain. They think it's minor, might be able to play next week. could be in a
Mm.
harness. Just again, we got to look at practice reports before making any rash decisions on him. Rams wide receiver Puka Nakuga, chest rib injury. It's either a leg, it's an abdomen. Puka's starting to rack up these injuries. Sean McVay is optimistic, says he should be good to go. We'll say it sounds like Nakua should be ready for next week. But again, keep an eye on the practice report. Brian Thomas Jr. has been diagnosed with a um, simple high ankle sprain. I don't know how that's different from a regular high ankle sprain, but from what I understand is that's a 2-week injury rather than a 4-week injury. So don't look for Brian Thomas to go on IR. It looks like that he's and it well, it's also severe enough that, and we'll talk about it because part of the thing is part of this news is the trades. Jacoby Myers has been traded from the Raiders to the Jaguars to add to their thing because also Diami Brown had a concussion for the Jaguars. It was like last man standing was Parker Washington. He was the only guy left. Although how they won that game, I still don't understand. I guess it was
They
because the
played the
Raiders
Raiders.
defense. Yeah, I was about to say the Raiders defense kind of helped them help Trevor Lawrence score at the end of the when they needed to. But that was like a 9-6 game at halftime, and it just turned into a shootout, kind of like the Bears Cincinnati in that fourth quarter. But back to the news. Kayshon Boutte knocked out of Sunday's game, hamstring injury. Again, we'll know more severity as the week goes on. And then Cole Kmet knocked out of Sunday's game with a concussion. That's his first documented concussion. However, I think with the emergence of Loveland, they don't need to rush Kmet back. Give Loveland 81% of snaps. He did good with him. Granted, it was against Cincinnati, but you know what? I don't see a big upgrade in their matchup this week with the Giants. I think, hey, let Kmet come back fully healthy and let Colston Colston Loveland continue to eat. And another trade, Rashid Shaheed went from a terrible, bad, my team offense for the Saints to a great, dynamic, young defense, Mr. 411's team, the Seattle Seahawks. Mr. 411, I'm going to 30. Are you excited about a Shaheed trade or is it just you indifferent?
Uh, phew. I actually asked the question why. Because
Okay.
Seattle has Torrey Horton. You know what I'm saying? And he looks
An
like he's
emerging Troy Holt.
an emerging quarter wide receiver. He's right behind, like a Cooper Cup. He's next in line. There's also a guy named Bobo that's on that roster that we haven't seen
Yeah.
much of this season. And then the tight ends. There's two tight ends that are receiving the ball very well.
Warner and
It's like
Arroyo, right? Yeah.
right. There's enough weapons out there. We haven't even mentioned my guy. The starting
Superstar.
receiver. You know what I'm saying?
Superman.
Yeah, and Jimmy.
JSN.
So right. So there's enough there at the receiving core. Now it's just adding more, ice into the cake. You know what I'm saying? So I think what Seattle's doing here is shoring up some things as far as the receivers go because the quarterback is actually playing well right now. So Darnold is actually doing a good job, and it doesn't hurt to give him another weapon, and it gives you another layer just in case an injury pops up as the
Yeah.
season carries on. So it's a good move. I don't know if it's like a earth shattering move. You know what I mean? A landscaping change and type move.
Well,
But it's
I,
a
I
solid
also
move by
think
Seattle.
this is I think this is also telling that I think that Cooper Cup injury could be more severe
Yeah.
than what was reported in the beginning,
Hmm.
because I don't think they're adding more depth. Now, I actually had a question from one of our listeners, Windy City Warriors. He said, "Hey, calculator." He said, "I have Shaheed on my roster. Is this going to hurt or going to help?" I told
Oh,
him this is a wait and see. I wouldn't drop
yeah.
him because I want to see what's going to happen first. No, I want to see if he can be integrated into the offense. I want to see if I said it's yeah, you're getting him out of a bad offense to a good offense, but you're definitely going to limit his opportunities compared to where his target share was with the Saints. But again,
Exactly.
we've always talked about quantity and quality. Do you want quantity targets from a poor quarterback, or do you want quality quarterbacks for a good quarterback? So again, I think it's indifferent. Just because he's going to get less, it could be more quality. But again, I'm a wait and see type of guy. I do own Shaheed in 2 leagues of my own, and I'm not dropping him yet because I want to see again. I don't see him increasing his looks, but hey, you never know. They've been creative in that Seattle wide receiver room. The thing is, I think they spread the ball too much to the people not named JSM to really have
Right.
his fantasy impact.
Yeah.
But
All you gotta do.
he could also be good enough to step into that number 2 role right behind JSN.
Yeah,
Once he
and that's
gets
the way.
that's why I said,
acclimated, he
and
gets
that's why I say
acclimated with the offense. He could be the number 2.
He
Yeah.
could, and I think that's what they're looking at because I think now Torrey Holton, he is an explosive receiver. However, I think he's still a rookie, so I think that's another reason they say they want a veteran field stretcher to kind of come in and take pressure off of JSM and stuff like that. But I have to say, Mr. 411, both sides of the ball, Seattle is, I think they're making you smile this year with what they're doing.
Yeah, they really are. They're exceeding my expectations, which is great.
So,
They're heading in the right
and how do you
direction.
think?
Let's put it that way.
How do you think Geno Smith feels leaving that Seattle team to go to Las Vegas? Because, hey, they weren't going after Donald. They offered Geno Smith a contract extension, and he turned them down. He said, no, that wasn't enough money. So he said, okay, we'll go to Sam Darnold. And Sam Darnold said, thank you very much. So,
Yeah, it worked. It's working out
it
fantastic.
is what it
Thank you,
is.
Gino.
So,
Thank you, Gino.
yes, yes, yes. Hey, so is there any other news and notes you guys want to go over?
I got one more injury that
Yep.
it's not big news, but Luke McCaffrey broke his collarbone. And he will be out 4
Yes.
weeks, and he was
Yes.
put on the injured reserve today.
Yes, he was placed on IR, so that is another thing. And again, I think that what you could say, well, does that upgrade somebody like Zach Ertz because it's less? Zach Ertz is only going to be dependent on when Terry McLaurin comes back. Terry McLaurin's out. I like Zach Ertz as a starter. McLaurin as he back, then I don't because again I don't have the Jalen Daniels throwing. Mariota is serviceable, but they're definitely not as explosive with Mariota at quarterback.
Absolutely.
Yep. Oh, I'm good.
Okay.
All right. All right. So that's it for news and notes. That concludes it. Calculator.
Well, I mean, well, from fantasy perspective, I mean, granted, I do see Indianapolis getting more defensive help. They got Sauce Gardner out of the Jets, so it looks like Indy's trying to, looking like they're beefing up for the playoffs. They did show a weakness against Pittsburgh at the secondary position, so they beefed up. And I did see Dallas get a linebacker from Cincinnati and got the other best defensive player, Quentin guy from the Jets. So the
Williams.
Jets
Yeah.
were, yeah, Williams. So it looks like the Jets. Hey, but the Jets got 3 first-round picks out of this trade deadline. So it looks like they're definitely in full rebuild mode. So look for the Jets probably to draft a quarterback and or possibly package stuff. But I think it's full. I don't think they're going to package. I think they're just going to use a lot of those draft picks because they're pretty much good on the offensive line because they've been using those first-round draft picks. They got a nice young tight end. They got a nice young wide receiver. And I think that's one of the reasons they didn't trade Brees Hall is because they're going to try and they got all the skills position. And I think they're just going to rebuild the defense and get another couple pieces on the offense and just try and start the reset button. I think that's one reason they didn't trade Brees Hall is because they were getting a lot of other stuff from their defensive players.
Right. And as long as we're still on the Jets, they got rid of a whole lot of their defense. I'm playing whoever's playing against the Jets through the playoffs.
Even
Whatever team
Cleveland.
they're playing, I'm starting.
Even Cleveland.
So You're going, yeah. Hey, so you're going with the Browns. You're going
Look at
Dylan
week
Gabriel in
15. Look at
week
week
one.
16. Look at the
Yes,
playoffs.
Oh yeah, yeah.
you got
Look
the
at
Dalvin
Travis
Cook.
playoffs.
Etienne.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
true because somebody in the playoff. You got Jacksonville. Oh, New Orleans in week 16. And hey, but if you're a Drake May owner, that's the week 17 championship against the Jets. So I'm
Yep.
sure all those Drake May, Ramondre Stevenson owners could be salivating at that particular matchup.
yeah. That's awesome. All right, great points once again. LT dropping that nugget. All right, let's get into the studs and duds.
Oh, studs and duds, light them up,
Larry's
Mister
ready.
411. Hey, Larry, I'll let you take the mantle because it seemed like all these studs were somehow on your teams or in your mini draft.
It does
So
seem to be, don't it?
yeah, hey,
That was
Brock Powers,
definitely Brock Powers.
wel-
Absolutely.
welcome back. Once Geno Smith got into the second half and got to that shootout, it was Brock Powers' first look. And then he was, and thing is, that's the thing about Brock Powers. He's always open. So if he's your first read, just throw him the ball, and then he makes things look easy. And Drake London, another hat trick from the touchdown area. It was Michael Penix, and it was those alley oops to Drake London all game long. And then Caleb Williams. Look at this. You don't see that very often. Two catches from the quarterback. One from DJ Moore for a touchdown, another one just to get some extra yardage. One of the and I mean just 53 rushing yards. Caleb Williams, your number one quarterback, and Christian McCaffrey. Just a beast, coming off the dub performance last week, and then T. Higgins, just a product of the shootout with thing. But yeah, if you're Cincinnati, oh yeah, I'll tell you, LT, Windy City said, I'm calling my shot. He did this on Wednesday. If Joe Flacco plays, he's throwing 350 yards and 3 touchdowns. Well, folks, Windy City was wrong because Joe Flacco did 470 yards and 4 touchdowns. Oh, man, it was crazy. I thought Windy City was kidding, but he wasn't. Windy City knows his Bears, and it was just amazing. If you had and a guy that should be on here, he's not on here, Manungai had 170 yards. The only thing he didn't do was score a touchdown, but he was catching the ball. He was running the ball successfully, and he just wasn't cashing in on the touchdown. Josh Allen, hey, that's another guy that's on LT's roster. And what was different about this game than other games, he ran in the touchdowns. He didn't hand off to James Cook for those touchdowns. He decided to do the tush push himself and got his thing. Rico Dowdle, hey, LT, I'm going to give you all the credit on that. I asked you, who do you want when it comes to Rico Dowdle with you, and you didn't phase. You said, hey, Rico Dowdle is going to eventually be the guy, and he showed what happened. And what's crazy, LT, Rico Dowdle actually went out in this game with an injury, with a groin injury, mind you. He went to the sideline. I don't know if y'all saw it. He shook his cup into a different position and then went back out there and scored a touchdown against the Green Bay Packers defense. It was just amazing. And Mr. 411, I'm going to congratulate him. Justin Herbert has been his stud quarterback, and he had another great game just throwing the ball. However, they did lose Joe Alt to injury, another injury for the offensive line. However, breaking news just come across my phone, LT. Trevor Penning, offensive tackle / guard for the Saints, has been traded to the Chargers to help that offensive line out. So Vidal and Herbert are going to be much rejoicing for that new offensive line, because I think a lot of Vidal being on the dud list, LT, could be a result of the offensive line injuries. Hey, so is there any other studs you want to talk about? Because I mean, we had quite a few that we talked about, but is there any others you want to point out?
It was really a great week, and I drafted Brock Bowers early in the draft, and I've been waiting 9-10 weeks now. So finally, I'm definitely glad he came through.
Yep. Oh, and Jacoby Brissett, folks. I just had a another notification. Should have been in news and notes. LT. Kyler Murray has been placed on IR, I believe. So he's going to miss at least the next 4 weeks. So I think his injury is kind of coinciding with Jacoby Brissett being very successful on the field. I think they said, okay, Kyler Murray, now take your time to get healthy. Jacoby Brissett will be starting next week. Kyler Murray is going to miss at least the next 4 weeks, from what I hear. Could be the rest of the season if Jacoby Brissett keeps up his good work. But Jacoby Brissett has been a breath of fresh air from Marvin Harrison Jr. Look at that, 7 catches, a career high 7 catches for 96 yards. Trey McBride in the touchdown again. So it was kind of a good game for those Carolina Panthers, or those Carolina or the Arizona Cardinals on Monday night.
Yeah. Also, let's see.
With that,
Names of note. Welcome back, Lamar Jackson. Over 26 points this week.
yep,
And
more
also
touchdown.
right, and also welcome back, Genty. Genty finally got it
Yep.
back going again, and he put up over 20 fantasy points this week too.
Yeah, he did it against me, LT. So I know all well about Genty and Justin Herbert. But hey, yeah, if you were a Seattle pass catcher, if you were a Seattle pass Walker, not a Charbonnet, it was all passing all the time because it was kind of what Washington was doing. Washington said, "Hey, we're going to make you beat us passing," and Sam Darnold said, "I will do that." So they loaded up to stop the run. They stopped the run, but it wound up hitting them in through the passing game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was a dream game for a Seattle fan. Uh, Want to play the Commanders every week. The way
Yeah,
the
yeah,
way they was rolling. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that was a great fantasy week for all the Seahawks. And again, like you all said, the notes there, Jacoby Brissett, he will start against
yep,
Seattle. Speaking of Seattle, so that's going to be a
yep.
sneaky, interesting game next week. And I'm curious about the fantasy
Although,
perspective of that game.
well, I will tell you this: Jacoby Brissett is going to find things a little harder again than he did with Dallas this past Monday. So all I can say is good luck, Jacoby Brissett. So
Right. And you answered my question that I was going to send to you, calculator and LT, but they did it. They addressed that offensive line situation. So you
yep,
already mentioned that. So that's good there
mhm,
for Justin Herbert owners because you
that's
need to
right.
protect him right now. He's throwing the ball this year.
Yep,
All right.
yep.
Anything else
Only
about studs
especially
before we go to the duds? Oh, go ahead, calculator.
uh, no. I was just saying, yeah. Because if he's a very proficient passer, like all quarterbacks, when he's not under pressure.
Absolutely. All right. And we did go through Flacco and all those guys, but yeah,
Yep,
that's interesting too, man. Flacco, man, just imagine this guy. No one wanted Flacco, and then he goes to Cincinnati, and he's like tearing the
yep,
league up. Like it's crazy. So it wasn't Flacco, ladies and gentlemen. So you can't talk about this guy.
yep,
All right,
yep.
we can talk about some of these
So
duds, man, and there's some big names on here too.
yeah, okay. Jonathan Taylor. I mean, he hurt me, Mister 411. He hurt me because I was dependent. He was carrying me in a lot of my leagues, and you see, a lot of that was game script, though. I mean, once they got behind early with Pittsburgh, they abandoned the run and just proceeded to let Daniel Jones throw interception after interception. And Roma Dunze, what Dunze is,
Oh God!
I mean, they scored over 40 points.
Yeah,
Roma
Right,
Dunze got a goose egg.
and
If
he
you
got
weren't
nothing. He was on my
Manungai or
team with a
yeah,
goose egg.
yeah,
47
and
points and he get nothing. Like
yeah,
Nothing.
and Jameer
man,
Gibbs,
everybody should be eating
Jameer
in that
Gibbs.
kind of game.
This is why I'm going to talk about Jameer Gibbs. We're going to talk about this a little bit. Jameer Gibbs did this against the defense that Vidal last week for the Chargers lit up.
Yeah,
It's the upside down world. Vidal had over 100 yards and a touchdown against the Minnesota run defense, and Jameer Gibbs could get nothing going. So you explain that one, Mr. 4-1, because people smarter than me could not explain it as well. And Patrick Mahomes, folks, here's a little thing. In the Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, because Josh Allen was on our stud list. Josh Allen had a career game, his career high in completion percentage to the good, his highest completion percentage in his career. Patrick Mahomes in this game had his lowest completion percentage for the year. But you know what's scary, Mr. 411? Even with
What's
all
that?
that, Kansas City was still in the game. They were
Oh
not
yeah,
blown out. Kansas City,
they was the
yeah,
last drive away. One drive, one
yep,
more drive.
yep. That's right. They still had the ball for a last drive and still could have tied the game. And we had that discrepancy. So that just goes to show you that I love the Bills and everything, but that defense is still scaring me sometimes because they can allow some big plays. But hey folks, I'll give you a question right here. Alvin Kamara, is he droppable?
Not right now.
Yeah.
Not
Oof.
Not
with
right now.
not with the
What is he?
trades that just
Hey,
happened.
well, I
I
mean,
would hang on to
Trey's not going to
Kamara.
take
I
Alvin
would hang on to
Kamara.
Kamara and Olave. I would hang on to
So
Kamara and
yeah,
Olave to see how these trades shake out.
yeah, but they just got rid of their offensive lineman. That one of their offensive linemen pinning to the Chargers. They're in full rebuild mode. They have a rookie quarterback. I'm worried. This is Alvin Kamara's last year, but Alvin Kamara has not given you running back. He has not given you flex worthy numbers these past 5 weeks. So I'm worried about
Nope.
Alvin Kamara. I mean, you can say your job, but I mean, okay, who would you rather have, Alvin Kamara or Manungai for the Bears?
No, for the experience, Kamara. But right now,
See, I'm
it
taking
looks like
Manungai.
Manunga to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I'm
take
taking
the
him that guy.
upside.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I just wouldn't drop Kamara though. I
No, no.
just had to sit him at the end of the bench.
Uh,
I'll treat him like a backup running back. You know what I'm saying? That's where I have to treat him
okay,
right
like
now. Because I wouldn't want to
a
get rid of
handcuff
him.
to.
Because yeah, because his talent is still is
I
still
think
there. Oh, go ahead,
is it.
calculator.
I mean, is it really? Because I'm a Saints fan and I don't see the burst, Mr. Four. I don't see the burst I've seen
Yeah.
in the past 3 years with
Well,
Kamara. So
but he is playing for
that's
the
why it's
Saints
like
right now.
that's why he's play. Yeah, and I give him credit because he could mail it in because he already got his contract. It's guaranteed. So he is still going out there, but I'm not starting him, and I don't know if
Hmm.
depending on your hey, if you're a win now team, he's droppable.
Yeah,
Or shop
yeah,
him.
Yeah.
See if
Oh,
somebody
absolutely.
because hey, not Mister 411. I mean, you're not going to get somebody like I'll take you right now. I'm taking Chuba Hubbard over Alvin Kamara. That's right. I'm
Ooh,
taking the number
Ooh.
2 running back for the Panthers
yeah,
over an Alvin Kamara. So that's that's where I am with Alvin Kamara.
yeah. I mean, like I said, I would treat him as a backup running back at this point. We
Yep.
definitely on the same page where it goes there. Uh, and the arrow is trending downward. He's just not out yet. You know what I'm saying? There's just an outside possibility. It would have been nice if there was a trade made with the Saints, and that kind of opened the door either way. Maybe he went to a let's just I'm just throwing his team out there,
Well,
but
no, well,
let's say he ended up on the Chiefs or something.
Kamara.
That might have revitalized him a little
Yeah.
bit.
Actually, Kamara said no trade. That was part of his
Correct.
contract when he signed 2 years ago, and so that he wouldn't
Yeah.
be traded.
Yeah.
And nobody was going to pick up that contract and pay that last year of the contract just because they know Kamara's not playing next year. So it wasn't the contract kind of made him untradeable at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. He cashed out.
Oh, hey, and folks, Evan Ingram is droppable. The reason I'm saying that is Adam Troutman is now out snapping Evan Ingram on the Broncos, and the Broncos have a difficult schedule coming up. I mean, with the Broncos have a lot of their AFC West opponents coming up. Kansas now this week. I'm still not starting them against Las Vegas. There's other guys I start against Las Vegas, but Kansas City, and then a bye week, and then in your fantasy playoffs, you got Green Bay, Jacksonville, and then Kansas City at Kansas City. So yeah, I'm not. Evan Ingram. I have listener of our show, my brother-in-law. He has Evan
Yeah.
Ingram, and his tight end is actually he has Jake Ferguson, who's bye week this week. We'll talk about that in a little bit. He says, "Do I start Evan Ingram?" I said, "No." I said, "Is Dalton Schultz out there?" I said, "Is Colston Loveland out there?" I said, "There's a lot of other running backs I would have over Evan Ingram, a guy that's losing
Yeah.
snaps to Adam. Heck, I'll take a Luke Musgrave at this point for pure upside. Well, if people don't know, Luke Musgrave was drafted ahead of Kraft. They came out, they were drafted in the same year as rookies, and Musgrave was the high draft pick for the Packers that year. And now Musgraves gets all the tight end one snaps for the Packers, who need help, especially after the Matthew Golden injury. He got hurt, and of course the crack. So there's going to be more 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 pies to go around, more pieces to go around for Musgrave, and then of course Christian Watson, who make our waiver wire.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Any more
So you
duds,
got any more
LT?
duds you want to talk about, Mr. 411?
I'm good. LT, are you good? I'm
Yeah,
dudded
I'm
out.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had Keenan Allen and I had Vidal, and yeah, I'm good with the duds, especially a Dunze. A Dunze was so heartbreaking. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
I
still
can
ain't got
imagine.
over a Doomsday. Hey,
he
Yeah.
was supposed to
and
feast,
I'll give you,
not be a zero.
and, I,
Come
and I'll
on.
give you, and I was a product of a dud from George Kittle. I had the pleasure of
Oh,
watching
another one.
George Kittle do nothing for my roster, and then on the other side, I'm watching Dalton Kincaid go off against the Kansas City Chiefs. So yeah, I mean stuff like that. You have one stud in Kincaid who's doing it with less snaps than what Kittle was doing on the other side. But I'm telling you, if you see a McCaffrey with a monster game, that is because Kittle's in there blocking for McCaffrey. And I think that is what's hurting Kittle more often than not.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know what happens when you have a bunch of duds. You got to get out here and go fishing. And also with the injuries
Yep.
and stuff that's going on too. So, what are we looking like, people? LT,
Okay.
waiver, wire warrior himself.
Yes.
What's going on, calculating
And
LT?
I'm going to give LT some. I'm going to give him a full disclosure on Parker Washington, folks. Yes, He is the only. Was the only man standing. They just traded for Jacoby Myers, so that could come into effect some target volume for Parker Washington. But when you look at this list, hey, Darius Slayton, he's the top guy on my list because Jackson Dart's going to throw the ball, and Jackson Dart has a nice matchup on slate with the Chicago Bears, the guys that T.
The
Higgins and
Bears.
Chase just torched. So and Tajay Spears, hey, yes, there's a bye week. This is the time you might want to pick up because somebody might dump him if they don't need him. Jackson Dart, he's going to get you at least 5 points rushing based on everything else. And hey, Juwan Johnson, Mr. 4-1. I thought he was going to goose egg you there early on, but then he caught that touchdown at the end of the game. And hey, now that Shaheed's out of there, that's going to be more targets for Juwan Johnson. And the name I just foreshadowed, Christian Watson. Romeo Dobbs is the de facto number one wide receiver, yes, but Matthew Golden's hurt. Tucker Kraft's out. Jaden Reed's still out. Christian Watson, he's actually the healthy guy in the wide receiver room. Oh yeah, and Dontavian Wicks could miss another game, so that's another guy that is out. Isaiah Davis, I'm not a big a fan on Isaiah Davis now because Brees Hall has not been traded. Isaiah Davis was getting picked up in a lot of leagues, but not with Brees Hall still on there. Oh, and Braylon Allen is coming back. Oh, I see it not so fast, LT.
Not so fast. Hold on
Uh
here.
oh.
Let me clue you in a little bit on the Isaiah Davis. I would
Okay.
still pick him up and put him on your bench just in case, because we all know that Brees Hall asked for a trade. We all know how Brees Hall has injuries, and now that he's not happy since they traded the rest of the team away, Brees Hall could come up with, "Oh, my hamstring's tight today. I don't feel like playing."
Yeah. So well, that's fair enough, but like I said, if I have enough, if I'm storing people like Vidal and Kamara, I don't have space to be storing Isaiah Davis. But yes, hey, well, I also want to add this though. I think this is playoff time. If you're firmly, I am all about picking up handcuffs. So if you're a Brees Hall owner and you're firmly in a playoff hunt, yes, Isaiah Davis is a pickup. But if you're a win now, you can't afford Isaiah Davis if you're at the sprint line.
Right, absolutely. But if you're, well, I'm kind of in the middle of the pack now. I'm working on getting into the playoffs. But last week I went out and picked up Dylan Sampson on his bye week. And if you have room on your roster, I would definitely pick him up, especially if he's sitting out there on the waiver wire. You can pick him up tomorrow after the waivers go through for free. I would throw him on the bottom of your bench just in case.
Yeah, because Judkins is battling a shoulder injury, and we've seen so far when Judkins is out, Sampson is the next lead guy.
Yep, absolutely.
All right.
And I picked up Christian Watson last week, so y'all won't have a chance for him.
So, I think I used the LT's sniffing in one. Well, now I actually picked Christian Watson up when he was still on IR 2 weeks before he came in because I had extra IR spots. So that was a benefit to me just because it's a wait and see. And now he could be the lead guy for Green Bay. But yeah, couldn't pick him up in the 4-1 league. LT beat me to it. Actually, in the 4-1 league, I was using my IR spots already, so I didn't have room for Christian Watson.
All right. And here's the bye weeks.
And folks, bye weeks. Folks, all those goodness. I mean, those are a lot of good teams. Take out the Tennessee, but you got all those Bengals, those Chiefs, Rashee Rice, Mahomes, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Pickens, Javonte Williams. You got a lot of guys on bye weeks that are in people's starting lineup. So definitely that's why we work the waiver wire so we can cover the bye weeks like that. So if you have a Travis Kelce, you have a Jake Ferguson, you can pick up a Cade Otton as a tight end, fill in, plug and play. You can pick up a Luke Musgrave as a pick up and play tight end for the bye week to see what happens until your stud tight end comes back.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
No one can take advantage of Dallas defense this week.
No.
This weekend. Or the Cincinnati defense. Both teams.
Cincinnati
32nd ranked. So we got to go back to like LT said. Target that Jets defense. Target the Giants defense. Target those defenses that are next in. Oh, the Bears. Target the Bears. We saw what they can. So the Giants. Oh, and the Giants are playing the Bears. How about that? We could have another Cincinnati Bears. Replay. Going down to the wire. It's just Jackson Dart slinging it left and right.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right. Well, there it is. That's the waiver wire segment. It's time to get into the listener league, gentlemen.
Yeah, I through the producers. Our producers give them a raise, Mr. when they are on it. I hear you. So,
right.
Yes,
they'll get $5-6.
Now, hey, that's all they asked for. That's all they asked for. Hey, but I just want to say, Mr. 411,
yes, sir.
the past 2 weeks, you've exceeded expectations, but somehow it just the comeback has been helping. I got the benefit of a comeback because you put up a great fight, Mr. 411. I thought I had you early on, but let's just break down our matchup. Justin Herbert did you good. Michael Pittman did you good. What did you dirty was Jalen Noel. But you know what?
Oh, man.
And Joe Flacco hurt your Bears defense. And because Mr. 411, put it this way, see how close that score was? If they don't overturn that touchdown interception, I still beat you by less than a point. But that interception return for a touchdown really hurt you for the Bears because that was pretty amazing. But yeah, your last three, because hey, Juwan Johnson caught you that touchdown. Ashton Genty got you a touchdown. Bijan Robinson hurt you from a prospect that he's not getting yardage on the ground, but he's helping you out through the air. But mine was more of a Sam Laporta issue, a Devontae Adams, Puka Nahua getting hurt helped me out with Devontae Adams. Just because Jonathan Taylor and Jamar Chase, they didn't do that. But Dak Prescott pulled me through with his fourth quarter heroics because
Yep.
I was sweating Mr. 4-1. They kept me up late because you had me all the way up until that last quarter when Dak Prescott threw that touchdown, and then I was, but he definitely made it interesting for us. But good matchup for Mr. 4-1. Always great playing with you. You always
Yep.
make me a better player. Iron sharpens iron, folks. I do want to say that on this show.
Touche.
So, Mr. 4-1,
Same. Same back to
hey,
you.
thank you, and hey,
And
highest points of
LT.
the
And
league,
LT. I got to throw that in there too,
LT.
calculator. And LT because when I played him, same thing.
Yep,
All right, go ahead.
yep. And back to LT, highest point total of the week. My man, Flight Squad, he is a listener and fan of the show. Former Warriors. I mean, he put up Flight Squad would have beaten you know 3/4 of the league, with his 138.
Yeah.
He'd have beaten me if he played me, but he just happened to go and beast mode was very what LT put out this weekend with the Josh Allen, Brock Bowers, the 73-point 4 o'clock game window. He didn't pretty much need anything else, but it always helps when you get 10 points from your kicker, 15 points from your defense as well. And then Kareem Hunt taking advantage of the Pacheco injury and throwing his 15 points. And Jalen Waddle, I mean, just a great overall. You had those middle scores, LT, and then you just had the explosion of your two stars doing what you paid for them in the auction, because those were your top two bids in the auction league. So, and then so that's it for our matchup. But hey, coming up, folks, it is the rivalry week. LT's been waiting for this matchup, Mr. 4-1, because if we go to week 10, who is LT's opponent? That's right, his longtime nemesis, Carter's Peanuts. It is the renewal of the Copier Bowl.
Oh.
We're calling this Copier Bowl. Hey, Mr. 4-1, this is Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. This is now the new Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen matchup. It is Copier Bowl. It is grudge match. It is LT versus Carter's Peanuts. I'm looking forward to this. Carter's Peanuts, I still don't know if he recovered from that two beating he got 2 years ago, because he said LT ruined his national fair experience. He was trying to enjoy his funnel cake at the national fair, but then he saw LT, and I don't. That's when LT owned Christian McCaffrey, and McCaffrey getting touchdown after touchdown during the 4 o'clock window, and he said I couldn't even enjoy my funnel cake because LT had to put the beat down last 2 years ago on Carter's Peanuts. So we'll see if it happens again. Carter's Peanuts will not forget the time you ruined his funnel cake, LT. So anytime he gets a chance to beat you, he's going to try and do his part. Mr. 4-1, you're going against the number one. Man, the schedule don't get easier.
It doesn't. It's not fair, man.
You're going. Think about it. You went against the current third place team 2 weeks ago in Robert. You had me last week,
Yep.
and then this week you get the number one team. So it doesn't get any easier. But hey, I got good news, Mr. 4-1. You're past your bye weeks, so you get your Bijan, you get your Genty, and you get your Barkley. You get to run your classic wishbone. So you're through your studs bye week. So now, hey, I'm just glad I didn't have to play against Barkley, because I guarantee you, Barkley in there instead of Noel, I lose this game. I guarantee you. So I'm fortunate. I was able to get lucky with your bye week. But yeah, you got your full complements of players, and then beast mode. And then I'm going against the fourth place team and Fly Zone Liam. So hey, it's going to be some good matchups this week.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a great week.
Definitely look forward. But hey, we it's hard to look at our matchups, Mr. 4-1, when we see Copier Bowl of LT versus Carter's Peanuts.
I mean,
there it is.
Even Michael Jordan's in on it. Look at that.
Yeah. I said, look, he's even looking at that copier saying, man, what is this? I said, hey, folks, this has gone back before COVID, man, when we had people hiding behind popcorn machines, Mr. 401. We were doing it so long before your copiers could actually scan. We had
Yeah.
the standalone scan machines. Remember those?
Yes.
People were hiding behind those machines, trying not. I don't want to be seen.
Yeah.
After they
I
got
mean,
me.
the
So
history,
yes,
the
this is a
history.
Copper Bowl. Hey, it's going to be a great matchup. Carter's Peanuts. He's in the basement right now, trying licking his wounds because folks, I should have mentioned it. Brooks, good contributor to the show. A lot of times, he finally got his first win. He just happened to play the lowest scoring team that week to get his first win. So Brooks, welcome to the winning circle. Hey, if you want to look, Brooks, we'll look at Bijan Mustard. Bijan Mustard had the second lowest score, but he played Carter's Peanuts, who had his worst score. Carter's Peanuts has been bit by the injury bug, so hopefully, hey, I don't know, LT, don't get too excited, because is when you least expect it. What happens to an injured dog when you have him cornered? He bites back. Right, so we'll see if there's going to be any bite to this, but yeah, looking forward to it. But hey, this goes right into our next section, folks, because LT high points for the win. But folks, we're going into the mini draft. But before we go to the wheel of names that I've already prepared for our folks, I'm just going to show a quick what LT did last week, folks. LT did move it over. He did. I couldn't believe it. That's right, folks. A new record
Wow.
on the mini draft, 138 points. Folks, he had the number one scoring running back, the number one scoring tight end that also been the number one scoring overall scoring tight player,
Yeah.
and then the number two quarterback in Josh Allen. The only guy that beat him was Caleb Williams. But yeah, look at for one, if you combine me and your scores, that's 132.
He still beats us.
LT would have beaten us. We could have he beat us. Hey, I have no other words. I bow down to the man. And unfortunately, Mr. 401, your record that you set 2 weeks ago only lasted 2 weeks.
Yeah.
For what I think that 138 is going to be a new standard. I don't know how somebody is going to get another 240 pointers and then a 30 pointer to go with that. Yeah, that's just amazing. He didn't even need Puka. Puka Nakua got hurt, and he didn't need him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It could have been more points on the board.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cause you talking about one of the best
But
receivers in the game
congratulations.
in Puka Nakua. Like,
Yep. Yep.
yeah. Wow, man. What a performance by LT.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'll give props where props are due. He earned them. He earned my respect. And with he's running hot, Mr. 4-1, I just might use his picks in my mini drafts on Underdog because he's hitting it every single week. So with that said, the spin of the wheel. I think LT. I think you just want to stay in the 3 spot.
He's
Man,
working.
with the way you're running from the 3 hole.
All right, who's going?
Oh, I think Mr. 4-1.
Come on, baby.
Mr. 411.
Get the pick first.
So
Yep.
yeah, of course. Yeah, I picked first first time, and Jonathan Taylor was my first pick, and it was his first dud game of the week. I tell you, I snaked it. I don't want to jinx him anymore, Mr. 4-1, because he's also on my fantasy team in the 4-1 listener league. I got the double jinx.
Oh man. Well, he's playing Atlanta this week.
Uh-oh,
He
LT.
He should bounce back.
LT, you get the number 2 pick. And then I will get what is falling to me. So last spin. So that's what we're doing this week. Okay. So I'm going to go to our thing, and LT got the number 2 spot, and Calc. I'm just going short name here. All right, 411. You have the first pick of our mini draft.
Well, how can I not go with McCaffrey? I'm going McCaffrey.
Hey, McCaffrey, yes. I mean, not bad to get a guy that can catch. But he is going to get a pretty tough matchup against the Rams this week. But a lot of times McCaffrey can be matchup proof. LT.
Interesting. Let's see if I can keep up these winning ways here. Let's see what's first on the board. So I'm going to go ahead and take JSN.
Oh,
Hey. Hey, the number one scoring
I like
wide
that.
receiver in the league. Not a bad way to go. So with that, hey, I mean, how often is he going to be shut out and back? I'm going Jonathan Taylor. I know I said I wasn't going to do it, but I know it's
I
like
thought about it. I
gotta,
thought about it. I thought about him bouncing back against the Falcons.
but
He's playing the Falcons.
yeah.
Duh.
And you get
And
to
then
drink your
I
coffee.
know,
You get to drink your coffee early in the morning and watch that game too. I
yeah.
think it's a 9 a.m. game.
Are they in
Oh
London?
yeah, absolutely.
They're somewhere overseas. Yeah,
Berlin.
Berlin.
They were in Berlin this week. And on with and I'm going to just go Josh Allen. I'm going to get what I think a guy that he's going against Miami. He's going to I just hope they don't blow him out early. So,
Yeah, Miami's
all right,
cooked.
LT.
Miami's cooked.
Could be a James Cook.
Well, I definitely see a shootout coming. Buffalo versus Miami. So my pick's going to be A-Chain. Give me Devon A-Chain.
Okay.
Let's see, A-Chain.
A-Chain. Okay. And Mr. 411, you got back-to-back picks.
All right. Well, LT, you already know. I'm gonna go with Bowers.
I was tempted, but
So you're not scared of that Denver defense?
No, I'm not scared.
That's why I didn't pick them. I'm scared of the Denver defense. That's exactly why I didn't pick them.
Well, I'm not scared. Bowers is. I mean, he's got to throw to somebody, right?
He does.
I mean, I don't know a tight end that's better than Bowers. So it's going to be put up a shutout time for Bowers in against the Broncos. I think Denver's going to win. I mean, the game, but I'm just looking for some numbers here. All right.
All right, Mr. 411, quarterback and wide receiver.
Quarterback or receiver. Interesting here. Okay. I'm going to wait. That quarterback. I'm going to wait. Receiver, let me go with. They lit up the Commanders last week, and Seattle did. So give me St. Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Give me St. Brown against the Commanders.
He was going to be
good choice. Good.
He was going to be my pick. So that was a very good choice. All right. So you need a quarterback or a tight end, LT.
Well, since somebody already took Brock Powers, let me go ahead and take Justin Herbert versus Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, I wanted him to come back to me.
And I'm going to get McBride.
Okay. At tight end.
And that's right. And I'm going to stay in the London game or in the Berlin game and get Drake London.
I'm glad you picked him because he was one of the receivers I was considering until I figured, well, Detroit got to bounce back. But London has actually, like last week, he looked tough. Like he looked like he looked like the big, strong receiver that I thought he would be like all season. So what are y'all thoughts on London?
So y'all, hey,
okay,
Mr. 4-1, yeah, y'all talk on London. I'll be right
yeah,
back.
we'll talk on London. What are your thoughts on London, LT? As far as like, what are your expectations?
Tell me what happened to him 2 weeks ago when he only got 2 catches or 0 catches. I mean, 1 week he is just on the dud list, and then the next week he's on the stud list.
Yeah.
Well, 2 weeks ago he was actually out with an injury.
Oh, where's LT? Was that calculated? Oh, I thought he was.
Yeah, that was me.
He must,
I'm out of the room, but I still have my headset on.
he
Oh,
must
he's
be John
everywhere.
Cena.
Okay.
He must be John Cena because I can't see him.
Yeah, you can't see me.
So I'll be back soon.
Or is this October 31st? Is he a ghost? I mean, because
He
like
could be.
he's
Might
nowhere to
be.
be, can't be seen, but he can be heard. The calculator. All right. Well, yeah, London.
Yeah, but
You know,
and I'm telling you, Kirk Cousins. I think he would have looked a lot different if he had London in the lineup as well in that bad start 2 weeks ago.
yeah, he makes a lot of good physical catches when he's out there when he's rolling, and he fits that mold of those big strong receivers. It's just the consistency is what I've been looking for, and maybe that is in the quarterback play because they do have that. They did go with Penix Jr. He's a young guy. He's still learning his way. And until he gets more comfortable with an NFL, the NFL speed of the game and the offense, and just mastering against the defenses, maybe maybe that's what's holding London back just a little bit more. If he was playing, like obviously, if he was playing, and I'm exaggerating here, but if he was playing with a Patrick Mahomes, I think London would probably be one of the best receivers in the game. You know what I mean?
Oh, physically, yeah. As a physical specimen, he's definitely one of the most physically gifted wide receivers in the game.
Yeah. All right, but he should have a good game against the Colts.
Yeah, because I think it's going to be a shootout. They're going to. I know it's overseas. I am kind of hesitant on overseas, but when I go one side, I do like to go to another side if I think it's going to be a shootout because I think Daniel Jones is he's going to say, hey, they're going to take the ball. They're going to let Jonathan Taylor. This is what I would do if I was. I mean, granted, I'm not a coach. I don't claim to be, but I do know that if your best player is the running back and your quarterback just came off of a 5 turnover game with 3 interceptions and 2 fumbles, I might want to run the ball with the best running back in the league. Just saying. So if they put up the points, that's going to I love Bijan Robinson, don't run it, but I couldn't I'm not going to pick a wide receiver and a quarterback. So I think the way they're going to be able to score is going to be through the air with London because they are kind of a target condensed target team where it's going to go to either Pitts or London or Bijan. No, I mean everybody else is kind of secondary. So I like those condensed targets, and that's why I want a condensed target player, the best player in what I think is going to be a high scoring game.
Yes, sir.
All right, LT, you still need a tight end to round out your team.
So let me see if y'all can follow me. We just had a conversation about George Kittle doing all these blocks last week. For McCaffrey to run all those yards. And I get it. He was a blocking back. But this week he gets Brock Purdy back.
Okay.
So do you think that would revitalize him?
It could
It
be.
definitely helps.
Yeah.
It helps.
But now
definitely
LT, full disclosure, I heard Brock Purdy is still questionable. I didn't hear I hadn't heard he's back yet. But I can understand the theory of that.
Yeah.
Well, and they are still playing the Rams. So let me go ahead and test the theory. Give me
Okay.
George Kittle.
Okay.
That's a rivalry game too.
Yep.
It is.
People who understand the deep, if they've been around the NFL for a lot of years, they know that the Rams and 49ers is a
And
rivalry.
yeah, and if people remember,
So everybody's going to show up.
yeah, well, not only that, Shanahan owns Sean McVay. If you look at recent history, because I mean, think about it. They beat the Rams in LA earlier this year with no Kittle. Remember that was the
Yep.
Kendrick Bourne come out party. But yeah, they had nobody. They had Kendrick Bourne and Mac Jones and nobody else. So remember they
It's
just
still
lost
one.
Fred Warner, just lost Bosa, so they lost half their defense, and they still beat a healthy Rams team. So yeah, it's
Oh, calculated. All right. All right. We'll get him back here. We have. Do you hear me, LT?
Yeah, I hear you. I got you.
You hear calculator? Or is he frozen on your end too?
Yeah, he looks like he's having internet problems at the moment.
Oh, we'll get him off that cricket program and get him get him lined up elsewhere. All right.
Hey, thank you. Sorry about that, Mr. 41. I pressed the wrong button trying to switch the
Oh,
screen.
okay. We thought you was on cricket. That's all. Okay, you're good
No,
now.
not on cricket.
All right. Okay. Well, yeah, you was talking about the 49ers and how they did their damage against the Rams without a lot of players. And so, therefore, we're going to see how this theory works here for LT with Kittle.
And you with McCaffrey.
Oh, yeah. And me with McCaffrey.
Yep.
And you know what, McCaffrey, I mean, he gets the ball in the air, he gets it on the ground. So if he's not really rushing a lot, I still think he's going to get some receiving yards or something along those lines. So I, we're going to see how he does in that tough matchup.
Yep.
Is it my pick now?
It's your pick. You need a quarterback to round it out.
Okay, so the two quarterbacks that I wanted are gone. I thought I'd get one of them. So I was just kind of scouring around. I'm thinking, you know what? There's a team out there. They need to win every week at this point right now. Okay, their division gave them an opportunity to stay alive after the early season
Uh,
struggles, and so I'm gonna go with this guy inside the dome. I'm going with Lamar Jackson against the Vikings.
I was typing it in already. As y'all were giving me hints, I knew exactly where you were going with that. So needing to win, everybody in the division, well, Pittsburgh won though, so Pittsburgh has
Yeah,
kept somewhat the pressure on. So, but yeah, I was typing his name because I had a feel. But hey, that's a great team: Lamar Jackson, McCaffrey, St. Brown, and Bowers, studs all around. LT has the unconventional Justin Herbert,
yeah,
A Chain, JSN. Has no convention by JSN. JSN is number one wide receiver in the league right now. And Kittle, even though they're going against the Rams, both of you guys, Bowers and Kittle, I specifically stayed away from them because of matchups. I mean, McBride has a tough matchup with Seattle as well.
hmm
So it was basically pick your poison on that. But I like McBride's matchup better than Kittle. I like Bowers the best, but I didn't like him better than Josh Allen or Jonathan Taylor with my first two picks. So that's why I had to pass on him. But yeah, I'm going with it. Just the shootout in Jonathan Taylor, the Berlin game. Berlin game. We'll see if it sets my day up right. So,
yeah.
but
I'm
that's
being
mini draft and good luck to you guys.
all right. Let's see what happens there, gentlemen. LT, you
Yeah,
about to say something
yeah. Good luck to y'all this week. I believe I've got a big enough cushion for y'all.
there?
Hey, well, see, the good thing about the mini draft is we don't do cumulative total. It's week to week. You got to still win week to week.
Yeah.
So
It's awesome, man. So yeah, we'll see what happens as we continue on with that race with the mini draft. And hey, you guys, talk about it briefly for those who for the first time may see us talking about the mini draft. What are we utilizing that mini draft for? Or what can the viewers use it for?
Oh, daily leagues. You use because we pick our stuff based on matchups, and then if you have like an unconventional pick, like a Justin Herbert, that might be less than a Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen on your DraftKings. Hey, we're giving you that he's got a good matchup. Maybe you want to spend less money on him and then spend more money on the bigger players like a McCaffrey and Jonathan Taylor. So what we're doing is we are playing matchups, and that's pretty much what daily league is. You want to utilize because a lot of daily fantasy matchups is salary cap driven. However, there is an underdog contest where you can go against three other teams, four other teams, where you just pick all the player pools. So that's another thing is you can use that to build a team as you go in small, what they call mini drafts on underdog and DraftKings. So what we're doing is we're just trying to help people give them guidance on what they building blocks they might want to do if they decide to do those individual daily games.
Right.
All right.
And then on my side, I play prize picks. I play underdog. So
Yep.
these are also guys that you can look at based on their matchups if you want to take overs or if you want to take unders. These are ideas to
Yep.
point you in the right direction to give you the help that you need.
Yeah.
For example, a lot of times over unders or touchdowns are like 1.5 for somebody like Justin Herbert. Well, I think he's going over. this week. He's got a good matchup. LT thinks he's going to do good. Drafted him in. So, hey, let's get Justin Herbert over 1.5. And then you can build props. Hey, if you think Bowers is going to go over 5.5 catches, hey, we think so. Take Brock Bowers, parlay them together, and then you get 3-1 on your money.
Yep,
Wow.
absolutely.
All right. Is that easy, people? All right. Appreciate that, gentlemen. All right, man. What an episode again. We hit everything we needed to. Appreciate you guys being on. LT, the waiver wire warrior, the calculator himself. All right, appreciate it. And look, everybody, make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe, and share. Because why, LT?
Sharing is caring.
All right. All right. Well, for the calculator and LT, I'm 401. We are out of here. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll catch you all next week.